What is up, everyone? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz coming at you with another set review. They keep making these Weiss Schwarz sets for English, and we're going to keep reviewing them. I'm joined today by Brian.
As usual, I am here.
And Andy is not with us today. He is unfortunately under the weather. But we do have two guests. We have Ollie, who you've met before.
Hi.
And we have Cameron, who has not been on the show before, who you might know from the previously the Houston scene, and now you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, correct?
That is correct.
And you were at Worlds. What year was that? Was that 2019? That was 2019, right?
2019.
Early 2020 was for 2019 World Finals. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Former
playing
BCS Houston champion.
Hell yeah. Cameron's played a lot of Saekano. Ollie's played Saekano. I've played Saekano. I've actually played a lot of Saekano too. Brian's actually in the dark on this, although not completely in the dark.
I've played against Saekano.
Yeah, you played against Saekano, yeah, because I had it. I was the menace back then.
I hate this deck.
So,
yeah, I definitely played a lot of Saekano and Grisaille during 2020 whenever we didn't have any English events to look forward to, so definitely qualified to talk about this.
And then, Ollie, you had the other deck maxed, right? The true Saekano deck.
I did max that deck.
Yeah, shot
for
door.
whatever reason.
I think Dan had it maxed at 1.2.
Dan also maxed it. I have played both builds, though.
Okay. All right. So we have pretty good coverage here. Unlike Saekano first set, Saekano Flat will actually be very playable. Definitely won't be the best deck when it comes out. We've talked about this a little bit before. There is a deck tech on the channel for the previous meta unbanned Saekano Flat plus Saekano Set 1 set, like that deck that dominated the JP meta for a long time. Unfortunately, it is like a 2-turn at the end game kind of deck, like a multi-turn, like sustain deck, and English is trending towards the same thing as JP, where you like die in 1 turn the second somebody hits level 3. So it's a little unfortunate, but it will definitely be very playable, and it'll definitely be pretty good. Just a little bit dated. So without further ado, we're just going to jump into it. Brian, kick us off with the first card here.
All right, who is this character? Somebody.
Airy.
Airy shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, level 1 yellow climax combo on shot. During your turn, this card gets 1,000 power when this card attacks. If the shot is in your climax zone and you have 2 or more other game trait characters, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, add a game character, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, and put the rest into your waiting room. This card gains 1,000 power this turn.
7/5 Margaret.
It's Mikasa.
Okay.
First.
No, Mikasa's 50 or 5,500 always, right?
Yep.
This card's 55 on turn, off shot.
Is she?
And that's definitely the
55.
biggest detriment to this card is that, unfortunately, Saekano Set 2 came out before choice climaxes were a thing.
Yeah.
The fact that this is on shot is definitely hurting this card quite a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, Mikasa's 4,500. Don't lie to me.
No, she's 55 cross turn.
Oh, she's
more other.
500.
Unless Carmen and Zach have been lying.
No, it's her innate ability. She has, if you have 2 or more other core or what is it, core or Eldian, she's 5,500 all the time. That's part of the reason 8 Dora I think is pretty good. Different discussion.
Arose by any other name.
Anyway, that's a big hit against this card. That's 45 off turn, and it's on a shit trigger.
It is still significantly better than any combo we saw in Saekano Set 1.
That is true. It is a playable combo.
It also swings at 7,500, which is not an irrelevant power line.
Yeah.
I remember being very excited for this as someone that has played a lot of ReZero, and it gets bigger on turn and the field conditions easier than Amelia is in ReZero, but the deck that it goes in with the shot door is just not at the same level as gold bar door is what people ended up playing whenever Set 2 came out.
I remember when this card got spoiled, I was so upset. This was literally just better Amelia.
Same.
Yeah.
It even has a way to grab the climax too.
Yeah, we'll get to that card.
You got a score for us, Ollie?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's like a C. I forget that's a thing that we do.
It is true. We do put a letter on
we are reviewing the set, yeah.
All right, next card. Cameron, go ahead.
Okay, this is one of the possible payoffs to the shot door deck. If you have those 2 specific level 3s in your experience, it gets -1 level. Come into play, you can choose a character with equal level or lower from your hand, place on stage on any slot, and then during the turn, the card that this card gets 2,000 power, and then at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you can pay 1 to swap with your center slot in center stage, and then the card gets 1/5.
Yep. It's an early play. I played this card the most in the heal to level deck. This is the heal to level deck card, where you heal to level, you make sure you have your stuff set up here, so that you have this condition, and then at your quote-unquote level 1 turn, you shit out 3 of these. Because if you play one, you can play another one from your hand, because the other one in your hand is level 2.
Yeah, the dream is absolutely going like play 3 of these and then like a support. So then you effectively pay like 2 stock for cards that cost 7 in total. But despite all of that, the payoff is just not there. Like,
Nope.
I actually like remembered that this card's really similar to Miria early play from Cinderella Girls Set 2, which is also kind of average. But definitely more average in this case because of the experience. Because the Utah is not a bad card, but the Airy itself doesn't really do much of anything, unfortunately.
The heal to level deck in English is definitely going to be really funny. Because that's like a funny Japanese deck that does like a crazy thing that like you've never seen before.
Someone will definitely bring that to a regional.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
and you'll definitely see it at locals. That's for sure. Like that deck will definitely like randomly pop up. Like you're gonna face down 3 of these plus a 2/1 back row, and they're gonna like go tutor 3 counters out of their deck with the 2/1 back row. So that's definitely gonna be a thing.
It's a pretty mid-tier early play, but it does give Saekano some semblance of a mid-game if you play that deck.
Yeah, I think the card's like fine.
Yeah,
like,
it's not horrible.
Totally fine card in that deck.
I'd probably give it a minus just because of the experience requirements. It can be like there are cards to make it easier to fulfill, but like it still just makes it a headache to like try to have this go off effectively.
Like heal to level, dude. You just block it.
I'm not spicy enough for that. I didn't play the heal to level deck and set.
That deck was really funny. I remember I brought that to locals before I bought real Saekano to locals. After I got my playset of both off Neil, because he was getting out of it because it was going to get banned, and I bought it because I'm a meta sheep. And I brought this to locals first, and I remember someone asking me if this was the broken Saekano deck.
I think that was me.
I was like, no. And I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, I definitely played a decent amount of shot door at the start, so definitely had some experience playing this card too. It's pretty funny.
All right, next card. We got this Megumi, right? That's her name.
Izumi.
Izumi. Okay. When this card is played on stage from your hand, you may heal 1, and then when it attacks, if you have this shot in your climax zone, you can pay 1. If you did, this card gets 1,000 power, and the following effect: when damage by this is canceled, you can mill top, deal X. X is equal to that level plus 2, like a better Musashi.
Yep,
it is.
That is a climax combo.
Also one shot. Feel sad.
It's not the worst thing you can play.
Izumi has game as well, right? She's not just manga.
I
She's
believe
manga game. Yeah.
Everyone should be game trade, I believe. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think most of the characters should be game, and then like they might have secondary traits here or there.
I know she's manga. It's like game manga. Manga's like the sub trait.
Yeah.
This is just you know what? It's not even just
okay, but it's like why
bad trigger.
This when the door finisher exists.
Yeah, the shot trigger is just
okay.
Like
realistic.
The only reason to play this is that you don't want to commit to the memory stuff. But it's like if you're not committing to the memory stuff, why are you playing Saekano?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, the one, I guess not really a payoff, but like a deck you could play this in is there's another Izumi combo that's coming up in a couple slides that you basically run both of those combos and then like a support that helps this finisher, and then you run a ton of level 0s, which will make more sense once we talk about the other Izumi.
Okay.
Definitely had a friend that played that at locals a little bit, and it's definitely a deck to say the least.
You could play 8 shot. You could push so much damage.
I don't know if the other combo is shot. I think it might be wind.
I think it is wind.
Oh,
the Booba climax, yeah, it's wind.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
That is a Booba climax.
All right, Ollie, next card.
All right, we got this level 0 Airy. During your turn, all your other characters get 500, and then experience if Which card is this?
I think it's the 3/2 Airy from
Yeah, I think it's
two
this
cards
one.
earlier, the one that you need to
Yeah.
have for the
That
for
one.
the
Dropping the
Okay.
ball already. Damn, I'm really dropping the ball already. Okay.
So if this area is in your level zone, draw a card and then discard a card.
This sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really any reason to play this, unfortunately. There's
This
like
might-
other ways you could have
this might-
utility.
Might be an F. It's not even a global 5 all the time. This is really bad.
That's pretty bad.
Not a fan of that one.
Mhm.
I can't even
We're
make
pa-
a case for it,
We're
dude.
past the point of repeatable draw ditch being like an effect you would consider playing.
Yeah, way past. All right, next card. Back to Brian.
All right. Who is this character?
It's Izumi.
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 She's fucking stacked.
He
Level
is stacked.
1, Izumi combos with wind. When this card attacks, if you have 2 or more other game characters, this card swings at 65, 75 with climax. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, if the wind climax is in your climax area, mill 3. If you do, salvage a game character whose level is equal to the sum of game characters milled by the effect or lower. Wait, right?
Choose up to
No,
X
choose
amount
up
of
to
game
X. Choose up to X
characters.
characters from your waiting room. Add them to hand. X is equal to the number of characters with level 0 or lower milled by this
Yeah.
effect.
And this is
Okay.
why the Izumi deck wants to run a ton of level zeros is specifically for this card. Like if you have a deck with like, 25, 30 level zeros with this card, you get your reverse and you just casually go +3. But granted, like you're just plussing into zeros, so the zeros better be good.
Well, what's weird is that Saekano's best zeros delete themselves from the game, therefore never being able to be milled again.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely remember a friend playing this at Houston Locals when the set came out, and it was very, very funny. I don't know how good it is, but it's definitely funny.
Servers combo stinky.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's definitely not the worst thing ever, but like
It's funny. Gets a plus for being funny.
it can go like +2 or +3. It's fine. All right, next, Cameron.
All right, let's see. Recollection. If Little Love Rhapsody is in your memory, it gets on reverse stock charge.
Stock chargers are good, especially when you have to play this shitty fucking event.
Yeah, it's like the reason that a lot of people don't remember this event is that it only checks for manga, not game. So like it was really only playable in decks that centered around Izumi and Airy, which is why you didn't really see that card compared to like Sword or even the slime version of the event. So but I mean, if there's a reason to still try to play that event, this is definitely something that makes it a little bit better, but still kind of it's okay.
You got
Yeah,
enough
let's-
memory generators, I think.
Yellow's such a shitty color in this set.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunate.
Poor Saekano.
Yeah.
Next card, 2/1. This is still Izumi, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
2/1. Support. All your characters in front of this get X fire. It's a level X. Support in front. And when your character with level 3 or higher dealt damage is canceled, you can look at the top card of your deck, put it on the top or bottom of your deck. So you get to surveil your next trigger.
Yeah, so it's just meant to go with the Izumi level
That's
3 combo, so
Scryer.
you can kind of like set up your mill if you cancel, but other than that, doesn't really do a whole lot. Like you don't really put this into anything else besides the Izumi deck.
Just gives
It's
you a
Scryer showing
reroll.
up Surveil.
Oh yeah, it is Scry. You're right. I read waiting room. It's not. Waiting room is not anywhere in that text. Sorry. Yeah, you only
What
play it.
happened again?
You only play it with that card. Okay, look, dude. I've had a couple tonight. It's gonna happen again. I can guarantee it. It's like fine with that finisher, right? It lets you like reroll your damage, I guess, when they cancel, but like, still whatever.
It's
Yeah.
it's pretty whatever.
All right, next card. Ollie, go ahead.
3/2 Airy. Pay 1 when this is played on stage. You can pay cost if you do. Choose the 3/2 Utaha finisher from your waiting room. Put it on the stage. And when it attacks, it gets X power. X is the number of times your other game characters times 1,000.
Pay 1+ into your finisher.
It's an experience target. It spawns your finisher, and I guess it gets really big too.
Yeah, I think it's fine. If you play that deck, you play some number of this card.
Yeah.
It's functional
think-
extra copies of your finisher.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much have to play it if you play that deck.
Yeah, niche card for sure.
Yeah, again, giving it the minus just because of like the whole experience situation, and like compared to Utaha, where you definitely want to max it out as your climax combo, this is just kind of like it's just there, it exists. It's just extra copies of your finisher, like not nearly as good as what the Gold Bar Door deck does with its level 3 combo. So.
It's just like not good enough to run enough copies to reliably get experience by level 2 for the early play, which is what sucks. You have to like begrudgingly run extra copies of this card that you don't really want to. It's like a but if you want to play the early play, you gotta play more.
There is one other card that like kind of lets you get away with playing fewer copies of this, which we'll get to in a bit.
Okay. All right, back to the top. Ryan, go ahead.
Right. Level 3, Airy. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand or deck, you may pay 1. If you did search your deck for up to 1 copy of this card and place it into any slot on your stage, shuffle your deck afterwards. Climax combo: when this card's deal damage is not canceled. If the climax is in your climax slot, you may pay 1, ditch 1. If you did, burn 1.
Oh, this is the really funny card.
Yeah, fun thing to note with this card, that climax combo is not once per turn, so as long as you have resources and your opponent just keeps eating damage, you could just keep unloading on them and just burning 1 a million times.
I've definitely died to this card from like 2-6 before.
That's actually high.
Do you have a way to restand this? Or...
No, it's when this card's damage is not canceled.
But when you don't, you just keep picking 1.
So if you pay 1, ditch 1, burn 1, and they don't cancel, you can pay 1, ditch 1, burn 1 again until they can.
Oh, that is how it reads.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny. I'll give it a C+ for funny.
I also remember way back in the day, whenever Heart of the Cards put this up, like it was translated wrong. But at least in my experience, like I've only really played this in the Airy waifu deck because the set 1 level 3 combo is just like some hot dog water, whereas this is like at least competent. Granted, wish the trigger was better, but definitely better than what we had back then. But usually has the same drawbacks as combos like this, where if the damage doesn't go through, it just doesn't do anything, unfortunately. But definitely not terrible.
If you hit, you just keep hitting.
It's really funny.
Yeah, you just keep playing blackjack.
Yeah, just keep going. Blackjack forever. All right, next card. Cameron, go ahead.
All right, come on, play. You can put the top card of your deck into your clock. If you did, you search for the 1/1 message board event from set 1, and then when this card attacks, you can choose another character and then get it 1,500 power until end of turn.
You plus into the event?
Technically speaking, if you hit yourself to level 1/0, you could Ricky yourself effectively.
It is essentially a Ricky, yes.
Very, very sick in the waifu deck, but outside of anything besides that, like not really any reason to play this, especially because the meta deck's just going to pick the Utaha Ricky a majority of the time. And as we're going to find out later on, there's a whole slew of memory cards that you already have to run that like you just don't need to run this. And like, again, it goes with an event. So
the one yellow card that you would possibly want to play besides just the splash is literally a card that goes to memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. It
is
a clock plus.
All right.
It is a good package. It's just outclassed.
Yeah, it definitely hurts that it can't get power to itself. So like you play it and it's just like this 500 like weenie that just didn't really do a whole lot, unfortunately.
All right. Level 0 Airy. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may discard 1 climax. If you did, choose one of your opponent's characters, send it to memory. At the beginning of the encore deck, it comes back. So it blinks till the end of your opponent's turn. Or the end of your turn, rather. So it gives you an open lane. Like soft bounce. And when this card becomes reversed, it's a level 0 stock bomb.
Yeah, I just remember this being similar to that one card in Down in the Franks. And it's very awkward that you just ditch a climax to like clear a lane for like a turn and then it just comes back. It's just kind of awkward.
Give Deicide a heal.
Oh,
true. It does give Deicide a heal. Thankfully, that's not relevant for English, but hopefully, cross on my finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deicide for English win.
Can't wait.
Just ruin the meta. Just give me Rando. Rando, my
Dude, it's
king.
not even good enough to get banned. What do you mean?
Rando, my beloved.
Rando, my beloved.
Yeah, it's not total dog water, but it's fine.
It is a step above pooping.
It is a 500 power removal bomb, worst case.
True.
Be that as it may.
All right, next card. Notably, this card is not game, or no, it is game trait.
Yeah, it is game.
Yeah.
It is game.
Trait.
It's not manga. The Airy's manga, right? Their second trait.
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't know who is this guy. I
That's
literally.
Well,
I think it's Izumi brother, if I remember.
Yeah,
correctly.
it's a card that's notable because you'd want to play it in decks that were like manga based, like Izumi, Airy, but it does not have manga trait. Why
Okay.
I brought it up.
Anyways, pay 1, rest this, look at 2 from the top of your deck. Choose it to 1 level 1 or higher card, show it to your opponent to him, put the other into your waiting room, and then place one of this 1/0 Izumi Vanilla, I'm assuming, from your hand in the waiting room. Choose a character with, I assume it's Izumi's name? In its name, except the vanilla.
It is Izumi, yes.
You ditch the vanilla to salvage another Izumi.
It does do that unlimited amount of times per turn.
It is just a repeatable stockless drop salvage, but only for Izumi.
At the cost of playing 4 vanillas in your
You have to
deck.
play the vanilla, yeah.
Yeah. I
No.
was trying to make it sound good. And
Yeah, just not, no time for this one, unfortunately.
It's sounding worse the more I think about it.
You have so much better pluses than that first effect too. Like basically coin flipping for a plus. Don't like it. Next card. Back to Brian.
All right, we've got some dude.
That's Protag Kun.
When you play this card, you may ditch a climax. If you do, choose a game character from your waiting room and add it back.
Like the third ditch climax salvage that we have in this set. So like if you need to fix for yellow, then here you go. That's
Yeah,
the only reason
it only matters if you need yellow, yeah.
This was back in the day where they just stapled this as a vanilla effect.
Yeah, where the cards
Like-
didn't do anything else.
Like they just printed this effect on a card and nothing else.
Actually, I'll probably give it a C- because like you just rather play the green or the red one over this because like Oliver said earlier, yellow just doesn't really have much of a payoff.
All right, next card. Cameron, go ahead.
All right, so it's a level 0 Airy. When it comes into play, you reveal top card of your deck. If it's a level 1 or higher card, during the turn she gets 2,000 power, and then she's clean cut.
If Saekano ever gets restricted in English, this card's pretty important. It's either this or another card that are like the go-to supplemental plussing engines.
I know specifically Hansen is a big fan of this profile.
Yes,
as like
Hansen is, yeah.
an alternative plussing 0 to be playing. And as someone that played a lot of ReZero with the Rim Clean Cut that gets 1/5 in a level on check, this kind of has a similar utility, although definitely important to note that it only checks level 1 or higher, so sometimes you don't get the power, but that's where we got the good Airy memory search to like kind of supplement that if you miss your top
Yeah,
check.
you have plenty of
definitely
ways
not
to
terrible.
pump it.
Yeah.
I think me and you, Cameron, ended up playing the Michiru anyway. Just for the
I
extra memory.
I didn't really test this that much after the ban list. Like I was primarily testing the Airy recruiter and then ultimately settled on the Michiru since it just felt better in testing. And then I remember Rintaro posting a list about it as well. So
I think the fact that this hits on level 1 makes it like actually really bad, to be honest.
It's a lot worse.
Considering the fact that generally Saekano decks are playing like 20 plus level 0s plus your climaxes, you're actually probably going to whiff on this a lot more than you think you would.
Yeah, the first effect being mostly dead, meaning that only the Airy drop search pumps this, which means that you also have to have another card because you want your Airy to die and go to memory. The level 0 drop search makes this like, yeah, it's definitely a lot worse. It's fine, but it's definitely not ideal.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't fault anyone for playing this, but at least me personally, like there's other zeros that you could be playing instead.
Also, Clean Cut's just kind of like or whatever right now.
I mean, let's be on. I'm gonna be completely frank here. Saekano Flat is never getting restricted in English. No matter what. I don't think there is a. I don't think there's a universe where this deck gets restricted.
I don't think you need to restrict this deck, to be honest.
Even if we get set 3 and it's like set 3 unrestricted, I still don't think that's enough. Maybe there's something there, because that would be something that's never existed in JP. If we got set 3 like with unrestricted set 2, but I still don't think it's enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next card. I believe this is me, correct? Yeah. 1/0 Airy. If you have the 3/2 Airy in your level slot, this card gets 1000 power and the following ability. When your other character is being front attacked, you may pay 1 and sack this. If you do, return that character to your hand. It's a 1/0 JC. Unfortunately, there is a much better JC at an earlier level than this card that goes to memory instead of sacking and does not have an experience requirement, making this card completely duplicative and completely worthless.
Yeah, I want to ask you,
Pretty
Oliver,
cool.
like, whenever you played the shot door deck, like, did you ever try to play this card?
Yeah, I played this.
Yeah, I
It
just
was-
remember, like,
Fine.
I think
It's a 6K attacker, so like.
That is true. It is a 6K attacker, but it has an experience requirement for everything. If you don't have anything, it's a 1/05K. And
Yeah,
you
at
have
least,
to
like-
hit it by 1. That's the
at
worst
least,
part.
like, at least with, like, how I had my deck built, I definitely trended towards less copies of the 3/2 Airy, so, like, having this actually be a JC at level 1, like, didn't come up enough, so then, like, if I did test it, I cut it pretty quickly, so...
Just play fucking
I definitely
Utaha.
lean with Carmen and giving this a D because you know, you're gonna have more Utahas compared to Aries in my experience.
I think
Alright.
this is definitely a cuttable card.
Hmm.
Next, Ollie.
Wait, yeah, it's my so I got 2/1 Airy counter. Ditch 2 anti-change, but it goes to memory. And a 2500 counter.
Fine. It's on power line with Hololive, right?
Yeah, it's a ditch 2 anti-change, similar to the Suisei, but this one has the added benefit of sending it to memory. So
Yeah, it's
definitely-
gone forever.
definitely- like,
Ain't
definitely-
never getting your card back.
definitely better than the set 1 anti-change counter that we had that had the weird field condition in a deck that
The 4
wants
more
to
other
send stuff-
Utaha.
yeah, in a deck that wants to like send stuff to memory and might not have the board condition on opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put my rating in. There you go.
Alright, next card. Back to Brian.
All right, another Airy 2/1 with Alarm. When this card becomes reversed, if this card's if this card's battle opponent's level is higher than your opponent's level, you can put that character into your opponent's stock. If you did put the bottom card of your opponent's stock into your waiting room, so 2/1 Adachi style effect. And Alarm, if this card is on top of your clock at the beginning of your main phase, choose a character from your waiting room and this card and exchange them. So you can set the top card of your clock.
And the reason that this is important is, in my case, if you want to play less copies of the Airy level 3, then you can slot like 1 or 2 copies of this and then like kind of set your experience more consistently in that deck, as well as also having an anti-change bomb. So definitely not bad.
Seems like okay in that deck. Still a 2/1 Adachi. This is like the time in JP where 1/1 Adachi was not normal. Now it is normal in every set ever, including English exclusives. So,
I think the only 1/1 anti-change that's in this set is like actual Adachi that's in red. So yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have that privilege quite yet.
Definitely weird with the set coming out after. But topic for a different day.
Yeah.
Next card. Cameron, go ahead.
All right. I do not remember this character's name. I just know that she's. I want to say she's Utaha's like.
She's
manager.
the shitty. She's the.
Oh no, that's right.
another
That's
game
that's
company,
that's that's the
right?
one that Izumi's brother worked for. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So she's a 2K support. The level 3's in front, and then come into play. You can discard 3 cards from your hand, and then if you do, search your deck for up to 2 game characters, add them to hand, and shuffle your deck.
It's like worst graceful charity.
Okay, this card's actually really sick in the heal to level deck. This card's awesome.
I
Like,
definitely remember trying this out in the shot door deck to combo off with the 3-2 early play.
I also played this in the shot door deck.
it's like deceptively really sick because the heal to level card gives you an extra climax for free. So this makes you basically like it's like basically ditch to search to because you want to get that extra climax out of your hand anyway. If you're not gonna slam it to push the extra damage. So in that deck specifically, this card is awesome because it searches out your counters. So even though you're behind, you can just basically always win the board. Try to grind your opponent to death that way.
Mhm.
Definitely really cool, but only for like those specific decks. Unique card.
I do like when cards are unique.
Yeah. Hard to get those nowadays.
Yeah, very rarely. Level 0 Izumi. When this card becomes reversed, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card's a level 0 or lower character, add it to hand. So it's like the caster coin flip, right? And then if this card is on top of your clock, if you have 3 or more other game characters at the beginning of your climax phase, choose one of your characters, it gets 2k.
Yeah, definitely goes in the Izumi deck that I mentioned earlier as a like this is definitely a 4 in that deck just to
Yeah,
have
because
other
it
ways of
basically
plusing
always
aside from
hits.
Yeah.
In other decks, definitely not as good because this card,
you don't need this in anything else. So
this
it's very,
card,
very
unlike
used.
caster, does not have a really good utility effect.
I mean, it does
You
like
also can't give it fucking clock encore.
it
Yeah.
does help the Izumi level 1 combo get its reverse though. So like it's not nothing.
Do you know
but, yeah,
how
definitely
many
nothing
games
compared
I've
to caster.
Do you know how many games I've scummed because that caster exists and I never draw climax? Like, never draw blessing cards ever. And I just live on, like, clock on coring this caster over and over again.
Sick.
Card is so sick.
We love Avenger, baby.
Alright, next card. Ollie, go ahead.
Okay then. We got this one, another level 0 Izumi. This card is in the center slot on the front row. It gets +1 level on 2500, so it's a 4k level 1 in the center slot.
Card's actually fine. I give it a C+. I played this in my, I can't play the plussing level 0s for my real Saekano deck. And this card was fine.
There actually is no better like field +0 0 is there in this set.
Nope. There's like a
Yeah.
3500 anti-runner. A Utaha, but that's about it.
I mean, that
In
card's fine.
green.
Yeah, or if you want to play the Noah Vincent backups Kato from set 1, but yeah, these other 2 cards are probably better.
The fact that this is level 1 makes it better, I think. I think these are totally acceptable, like, budget replacement cards.
Yeah, it's a common too.
Seems fine to me, yeah.
Alright, I believe this is back to the top. Brian, go ahead.
Yep.
All right. We have. What is this character's name? I don't.
Izumi.
It's literally the same girl.
Yeah, it's the same girl. She just does her hair a bunch of different ways.
When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, if you have 2 or more other game characters, you may draw 1 to itch 1. And when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you may discard 2 characters. Oh no, you may return 2 characters from your waiting room to your deck, and this card gets a soul.
Meh.
Seems
Yeah.
fine. Like, a playable filter that might have synergy depending on how your deck is built. You want to hit cards. These cards have, like, very fringe uses that are cool, but, like, you gotta have, like, a very specific kind of deck where these cards are very good. Like, Garasal comes to mind, with the Neki Asuna shuffling back cards to search. They're very dependent on the decks they can be in. I don't think Saekano benefits very much.
Yeah, not likely for sure.
Next card, Cameron, go ahead.
All right, I got this level 0 Airy. Rest this card. Choose one of your game characters during this turn. Gets 1/5. Damn, if this is not some filler, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, this is not a good card.
That's how I feel. That picture of Airy right there.
Yeah, it's like,
Looking at
what?
this.
Especially like with man, isn't there a card in the new Quint set that's just like rest self to give? No, it's like rest 2 to give 2/5 or something like that. So it's just like
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
There are better cards for sure.
You said Quinn, so I'm inclined to believe you.
All right,
Ooh.
it's this lady who's like the leader of the other Dojin circle, right?
Yeah,
The
Rouge and
enemy
Rouge.
enemy Dojin circle.
She like
Yeah.
runs the game company or something.
Yeah. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay 1. If you did, choose a card from your hand and 1 card in your level slot and exchange them. Pay 1 level swap from hand. Whoa! Drop search from hand, bro. Drop search from level. This card fucking blows. Holy shit!
I don't like it.
This might
Yeah,
be
this
one of the
is-
only ways to set your experience, though, right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you can. It's just, dude.
F
that
plus.
just seems like a lot of.
That's so garbage.
That's like more hoops to jump through if you're trying to include a card like this.
That's like
but,
this is beyond garbage. This is really bad.
yeah, it's pretty.
I don't think it's that bad. It is a way to set your experience.
But you have to,
Yeah,
dude.
it's
You
just-
have to pay 1.
It comes at opportunity cost though. Like you include this card, it's like, what are you not putting in your deck?
All right, next. Ollie, go ahead.
It was 4K Izumi. Give all your opponents Encore 2. Wait, this just seems better than the 4K level 1.
It's fine. I like the 4K level 1.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. There you go. No, god dang it. You just there you go.
You okay
Yeah.
over there, Cameron?
No, I'm not.
All right. Well, whatever. The next card's vanilla, so we'll just skip it.
Hype.
Brian, go ahead.
All right, we got this dude again. Level 1, 6,500. If the level of the character facing this card is a higher level than this card's level, this card cannot frontal attack.
No,
I remember now from Cinderella Girl set 2.
Boo.
I don't think that card's very playable anymore, considering how much standby is relevant nowadays. So that
Dude.
detriment is actually bad.
Yeah,
Remember playing this in Vivid Strike?
Yep. Yeah.
With
Except-
Psyker,
okay.
That's the kind of way to get that.
Okay,
at
okay.
0 though.
That card can come out at level 0, and that card works with their Saika's Wish. It's a very different use case for that card.
Yeah.
All right, next. Go ahead, Cameron. Oh wait, this is just a vanilla counter. Never mind. It's a vanilla counter.
Moving on.
Next card. You can read the last one. Go ahead, Cameron.
All right, so we got this 1/0 counter. Choose one of your characters during this turn and gains the following ability. When this card is placed in the waiting room from stage, you may return the card to hand.
Broken.
Gives you Encore. It sucks. This
Yeah,
sucks.
like no way to get into this card. I don't really know how much like stuff that you can loop with this like effectively, and
Your
even then, it's,
Magura.
like, there's just better.
You can
There's just
use
better
this,
ways for you to get stuff back besides running a counter.
You
like
can
this.
use this on your Airy drop search, so you can reuse the 2K pump instead of sending it to memory.
yo.
Well, objectively terrible play at level 1 that you can't draw. Okay, we'll see y'all in green. The yellow is definitely the punt color. The cooler cards are later. We'll see y'all in the next one.